About time you showed up. I thought I was going to die of old age waiting for you, and I'm immortal. Our scouts told me what you reported to Ashjaw. We Snapjaw are the strongest creatures in the world, you know. But enough about that. I was digging through the palace archives in hopes of finding something useful, but I've hit a roadblock. There should be some ancient documents explaining how the Divine Mandate is supposed to work, passed down by the Emperor's line. It's called the Book of Creation. Problem is, the book is incomplete. Pages are missing. When the dark energies overwhelmed the city, it had some pretty crazy effects on everything. Dokebi, for example. While fiends possess the bodies of living creatures, lesser demons possess simple objects, turning them into Dokebi. No doubt the missing pages have become monsters and are wandering the treasury. Go find those Dokebi.
book is translated from ancient Naryu language, filled with scribbled notes from various authors. It looks like it has passed through many hands over the years. It summarizes the Divine Mandate, a ritual used to vindicate the Emperor's divine right to rule. Prince Sokan must have been trying to use it to proclaim himself Emperor. The ritual requires soul stones, the blood of a divine being, a dimensional anchor, in some kind of human vessel. The ritual is supposed to call upon the heavens, channeling their will through the vessel to proclaim the rightful ruler. But without a dimensional anchor to focus the ritual, it could easily go awry. The book warns that the Divine Mandate is not to be used lightly. Without all the correct preparations, attempting to harness so much cosmic energy would surely lead to disaster.
Let's see. Interesting. This actually explains quite a lot of what's happened, and what's to come. You can't see the big picture, huh? Not surprising. Long story short, Prince Sogun tried to perform this ritual 30 years ago, but didn't have everything to make it work right. The original Emperor successfully performed the Divine Mandate over 1,000 years ago. As such, his family line all has divine blood, and the Princess Solan was sacrificed by him. Prince Sogun had plenty of soul stones too, but I'm guessing he didn't have a vessel. The Twilight's Edge is the dimensional anchor, and he obviously didn't have that either. Jin Sayan's lackey? I get the feeling she's got more to do with this than we realized. She must have been the one to feed into Sogun's lust for power and help drive him to attempt the ritual. Without all the proper components to focus the ritual's power, the demons of the Dark Realm latched onto the connection and used it to open a dark gate, a path between this world and the Dark Realm. Normally, a vessel would be possessed by divine energy, but with the path linked to the Dark Realm instead, the vessel would become the host for the Dark Lord, which would essentially mean the end of the world. Too big of an oversight to be a mistake, if you ask me. Was Yura not trying to summon the Dark Lord? Somehow I think what happened in Highland Central was just part of some bigger scheme. I don't like this at all. Go find Ixanin and let him know what we've learned.
Sense a demon from a mile away. That underling of Jinsoyun is on our trail. You couldn't tell? You still got a long way to go. It seems she's been tracking us for some reason. I hoped I could use all the dark energy here to obscure my presence. To put it shortly, this used to be Prince Sogan's palace. But when the other masters and I fought here 30 years ago, we sealed all the dark energy into this building to contain it. This is the source of the demonic hordes. They can only escape in small numbers, so the Snapjaw are able to fight them off as they come. It's not ideal, but it works. Sort of. I wonder if that demon woman is trying to break the seal here. I suppose we'll find out one way or another. She's already arrived. It sounds like Jinsoyun set a trap with your son as bait. She's really got it in for you, doesn't she? Nonsense! I don't have any children. As a guardian, I abstain from relationships. No romances, no students, nothing. How do you know about Kuwin? I admit we were sort of an item, but she would have told me if she'd had a child, wouldn't she? Ilsen? Didn't he want to kill me? He must blame me for what happened in Brightstone Village. Huh, this is awful. It's dangerous for us to form attachments in life. Our enemies can exploit them. It happened to Hong and Jiwon, and now it's happened to me. Kuwin must have hidden the truth for that reason. If I'd only known she was with child, I could have been there for them. But now Jin So-yun has my son. If that demon is to be believed. If I die, it will leave the world in peril. But how can I just leave Ilsen to his fate? I never had the chance to be a father to him, and now he's going to die because of me. This may all be some ploy to throw us off balance. You report to the Snapjaw Sages. I need to go investigate this on my own. I'll catch up with you later once I have some answers. I need to...
Thanks to you, we've dealt a major blow to the Dark Forces here. As agreed, we will help you. The Snapjaw will aid the Alliance. Hammerjaw is stubborn and isn't ready to admit how helpful you have been, but he's loyal. He'll be there when you need him most. We Snapjaw never break a promise. Speaking of which, I believe we also agreed to grant you our life force, didn't we? We cannot afford to give you all of our power, but half from each of us should suffice. Please, use it wisely and save this world from the darkness. Show your respect.
Looks like you're our only shot, Brat. Ixanin isn't as strong as he once was, and Mushin is nowhere to be found. You better not screw this up. I know you want revenge on Jin So-yun, but don't let it blind you. This whole situation is about more than your desires. Don't let it cloud your judgment. For now, go to Monkey Stone and speak with King Ogo. He's the last sacred beast you need to gain life force from. Now get going already!
Who are you? A friend of the Resistance? How can I believe you? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect. It's not what it looks like. These people may be dressed like revolutionaries, but they're really Talus spies. If they hadn't given themselves away, I would be dead right now. As agreed upon with the Simu, we stopped here to disarm ourselves before entering Simu territory. That was when the traitors let their true intent slip. My surviving associates have gone to send word of what happened to Do Yuhan, the Skyhaven's second in command. Despite our tragic losses here, we're lucky the Talus were stopped before they could undermine the Alliance. Do Yuhan is stationed at a nearby camp, though Oh, here he comes now. Please show respect to the second in command.
Skyhaven badge. Where did you run into the commander? She's been missing for days. What are you talking about? Where else would you have gotten it? We don't go around handing badges out to everyone who wants one. Shinhai, is she a Red Guard? I suppose it's possible, but someone would have heard by now if the leader were slain. Tell me, what do you gain by helping the Skyhaven? An audience with the sacred beast? I see. That Red Guard you mentioned. Where did they go after giving you the badge? Ah, well, no matter. I suppose it's best not to discuss it out in the open, what with all the Taoist spies around. What's important is you're on our side. Yes. You should get going. I understand why you were chosen. The Ape King respects warriors, though he does not care much for other civilized folk. Well, say no more. Ugam and I have our own duties to conduct. First and foremost, rooting out Taoist spies. I trust you'll be discreet. A spy in the wind helps our cause little. We leave the Alliance in your capable hands. Do let us know how you fare. Well, best of luck. Use that badge responsibly, Jian.
You're finally here. I suppose the school of Hong Moon didn't put much emphasis on punctuality. In any case, Hogong is being unreasonable, but he did seem to know that you are a pupil of Master Hong. You try talking to him. Just humor the big furball.
You, different from other warriors, more than smell. You are a student of Earthbreaker. Hong Sultun, one of few human warriors of which Ogong approve. Realmwalkers say you want Ogong's key? Ogong understand your motives, but Ogong cannot simply surrender centuries of strength conditioning and self-improvement. Ogong must judge if you worthy of this boon. Ogong sees Sultun as a student teacher, as warrior. Come, we fight now. Ogong, no pushover. Ogong cannot remember when last had such exquisite challenge. Ogong give new name to honor master. Ogong call you Earth Bumper. Ogong find battle invigorating. Ogong thanks Earth Bumper for brightening Ogong Day. Ogong feel your fighting style evoke kind of sincerity and noble intent he no have since the years. Ogong say, This philosophy permeates your being. Earthbumper, student of Honorable Earthbreaker. Today you earn Ogon respect. Ogon will share his life force without reservation. Alliance for Skyhaven. Ogon can make no such commitments at present time. Ogon has heard of internal strife within Skyhaven. Ogon say how can trust Skyhaven when Skyhaven no trust Skyhaven. His moral quandary. However, Ogon will give matter greater consideration. Ogon say will give Earthbumper his assessment at a later date. Now, Earthbumper, please take good care of Ogon Chi. Ogon did not acquire easily. Earthbumper will have Chi when shows due respect.
You got Ogon to give up some of his chi, the strongest of the sacred beasts. That's everyone in Moonwater. The bounty of centuries of study and martial arts training now courses through you. It should be enough. Well, there is within you enough refined chi to purge the mark of the Black Rose. But I can't begin to guess how much power Jin So-yun has gained since her resurrection. And you haven't exactly mastered the Hongmoon arts. Worry not, my simple friend. Between the Skyhaven Resistance, the combined might of the Moonwater tribes, and the two of us, how could Jin So-yun beat us? Well, I should return to Green Hollow and catch Shin Hai up on recent events. When you're finished here, come find me. Before you get carried away celebrating your newfound power, there's something you must understand. The sacred beast's chi exists within you, but it is not yet yours. Making it your own will involve a great deal. Don't look so sad. We have to stop Jin So-yun. There's more at stake here than I ever believed. I have someone to protect.
You have done well, warrior. I'm afraid we have never properly been introduced. I am Yun Mafei, leader of the Skyhaven Resistance. I apologize for misleading you, but the Dominion has spies everywhere. It is difficult to know whom to trust. I know her all too well. Jin So-yun, or Lady Black Rose as she is known in Zaiwei, has been shaping the events of this continent for years from the shadows. The Brightstone Massacre was the result of but one of her schemes. She has come to be a trusted advisor to the Talus Emperor. It is at her encouragement that he pursues the Divine Mandate ritual, but I have discovered what kind of monster she truly is. The Talus Dominion was formed as the result of a revolution within the Stratus Empire. The Emperor was never chosen for the throne. For all this time, one question weighed upon him. Would the heavens judge me worthy? By communing with the heavens themselves, the Emperor hopes to prove his legitimacy as ruler of the lands. However, the pursuit of this has resulted in the exploitation of his subjects, namely the ceaseless search for soul stones. I fear that the very course he has taken to prepare for the Divine Mandate ritual will make him unworthy of the heaven's blessing. Jin So-yun desires the ritual be held for her own dark purposes. The only way to save the Dominion lies in stopping her. Ixanyun has developed a plan to do just that, but I'll let him explain the details.
Who could have known the real reason Jin So-yun wanted Twilight's Edge? Not merely for revenge, but for the Divine Mandate ritual. Her hatred knows no bounds. You remember your time in the Highland Necropolis, yes? That's what happens when the Mandate fails, when the Celestial Gate swings open to the Dark Realm. Back then, the forces conspiring to bring the Dark Lord into our world were bested, but Jin So-yun, she could actually do it. She could be responsible for destroying the world as we know it. She must be stopped. We can't simply waltz up to Zaiwei's gates while the Talus army is at Jinson's command. I'm afraid there will be a great deal of bloodshed before our work is done. We can't count on the tribes of Moonwater to come to our aid, but thankfully, I've developed a plan that relies only on the Skyhaven Resistance. We'll strike from behind enemy lines. I'll travel to the Sky Gate outside of Brightstone Village and open the Great Dragon Pulse. With it, we will be able to summon reinforcements directly from Skyhaven Bastion. You really know nothing about the world you live in. Dragon Pulses, or Dragon Veins, are the corridors of energy that weave throughout the Earthen Realm. The Great Dragon Pulse is the largest of these corridors, capable of transporting large forces anywhere across the realm. Only one Great Dragon Pulse can be opened at a time, meaning that if we command the Sky Gate, we can deliver troops directly to the heart of the Talus capital without fear of retribution.
Get inside. I don't understand. Ugum and I will take on the Dominion forces. Go with Junghado and rescue Doyuhan.
The Talus army struck while the Sky Commander was away. I don't know how they got into the base. The leader is safe? How fortunate. And a plan for victory. This is excellent news. I must speak with her. Let us go.
Betrayed us. That's the only way the enemy could have made it so far into our camp. The Talus army just keeps coming. They must have found a secret passage into the base. We'll figure it out later. There are still lives at stake.
Defend it! Get ready! Hold still! Die!
Army was using the Great Dragon Pulse. As long as they control it, our plan is worthless. If we want to win this battle, we must retake the Great Dragon Pulse. It's our only path to Zyway. I must speak with Ixanan.
Skyhaven Resistance could easily expand its ranks with access to the leader's funding. With her means, I could pay talented mercenaries like Ugam properly. Mercenaries work for wages, after all. His betrayal is not surprising, in light of what the Talus can offer. Well, we must address the crisis before us. Ugam was my right-hand man. He knows too many of our secrets, and cannot be allowed to live. Ugam was in charge of a stealth strike force, mercenaries like himself. Scouts report they are still nearby. Find them, and determine Ugam's whereabouts by any method you deem fit. I must stay here and watch over the other members in the Skyhaven Commander's absence. Be careful, these woods are swarming with Talus forces. This just reads like nonsense to me. It must be written in the strike unit's secret code. We should focus on recruitment. Ugum can't run forever. Let's head southeast towards the abandoned Stratus base. There's someone I trust there. I'll explain when we arrive. Ah, you're alive. This is General Hojao of the Stratus Army. Once upon a time, he served under my father, Doyoung. He is the one responsible for saving my life. 30 years ago, when I was a mere boy and Hojao not much older, he helped me escape the chaos that destroyed the Highland. Hojao raised me as his own, until I was old enough to serve. By then, the Talus had declared their independence. The first Stratus soldiers found themselves here when their experimental airship was shot down. A base of operation was established amidst the wreckage. The outpost survived the war, but the corruption of the Highland Acropolis. They've been here ever since, fighting off the Talus. Hojao wanted better for me. He dismissed me so I can make a life in these lands, though I'm not sure he approves of the one I've chosen. Things are not looking well here. I cannot bring myself to ask what I came to. Perhaps you might speak with him?
Are you the one who escorted Doyohan here? Why would you risk your life for a stranger? Help the resistance. Have you looked around? This is it. All of our forces surrounded on one side by the Risen and Talus on the other. Where were the Skyhaven when I asked for help? We've sent a number of messages by various means, but never heard word back. Perhaps the resistance is just as prideful as the Talus and Doyohan. I want to help him, but I just don't have enough troops to do anything more than hold this outpost. The war is over, but our duty is not. You're a perceptive one. General Doyoung tasked me with the protection of his son. I am honor-bound to keep my oath, but I cannot ask my soldiers to join me. Can I ask you a favor? I can't in good conscience abandon my men while they are battered by both the dead and living alike. If you were to help secure our escape route and collect the remains of our fallen, we could finally leave this place. My soldiers deserve a proper funeral. Take care. Thank you. I feel a great burden has been lifted now that my unit can escape this place. As promised, I will do what I can to aid the resistance. A few of my most loyal soldiers will accompany us, but the rest will make their way home. I'm sorry, but they have waited long enough. I must make arrangements with my troops. I will find my way to the Skyhaven afterwards.
I have underestimated you. I did not believe you would succeed, but I am glad I brought you with me. You can trust General Hojao. He remains loyal to my father's name. Real soldiers fight because it is their duty, not because they are paid. We will plan our next move at the Skyhaven Stockade to the east. I will meet you there after doing what I can to gather our scattered forces.
Attacks on both the Skyhaven Bastion and Stockade, all right when our leaders were away. It reeks of subterfuge. Even if Ugin brought the Talus here, the Stockade should not have fallen so easily. There must be another betrayer in our midst. But I can't say for certain. What I do know is that reinforcements will be arriving at any moment. In the meantime, there are a number of sensitive documents here. We must destroy them so they cannot fall into the enemy's hands. There are explosives set up around the operations center as a last resort. Blowing them up should distract them long enough for us to destroy the documents. You inform our other bases and request reinforcements. We were lucky. It doesn't appear that any documents left the base. We must destroy them quickly. You should escape this place as soon as the documents are destroyed. I must stay and avenge those who fell here today. You are an honorable person. I can see why our leaders trust you. Now, destroy these documents while we stand guard. Legion and the others. Those traitors are responsible for everything that happened here today. I'll kill him with my own 2 hands. Do you hear me? You'll pay for this! This way.
Sorry I'm late. It was hard to make our way here with the Talus army lurking everywhere.
I don't believe it. 2 bases falling one after the next. Have the heavens abandoned us? She's off to the Brightstone ruins with Ixanan to clean up a Talus mess. I will continue the search for Ugum. We must bring the traitors to justice, as morale is at an all-time low. You will? Good. Then let us return to the Watchtower. We'll figure things out from there.